Okay, so revisiting a fan favorite for our second league today, some Mardu Shadow Blade, featuring such timeless classics as Stoneforge Mystic, Path to Exile, Kolaghan's Command, Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice, Cauldron Complete, blah 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 blah, a bunch of random stuff. Either way, this is just like an aggressively slanted Shadow deck trying to utilize like Shadow itself, Ragavan, Esper Sentinel, Stoneforge, in this case Archon of Emeria, to strap up a sword, start getting a clock going with that, as well as gain some incremental advantage through discard off Feast and Famine, card draw Fire and Ice, ending the game with Kaldra, whatever the case may be. Back up this plan with a bunch of really good spot removal, prismatic ending for any sort of troublesome permanent, terminate and path to exile for annoying creatures, lightning bolt, and Kolaghan's Command for planeswalkers, artifacts, things like that. And yeah, so the last time we played this was like heavy Murktide 4-color meta. Now we've got like Living End, which is why you see the inclusion of these Archon of Emerias in the main and the Necromenches in the board to round it out with like Lion Sash, Chalice of the Void, Unlicensed Hearse. So this is where we're at. Let's see what happens. That league we just finished, the 4-1 with Jund. We'll have that up on YouTube sometime tonight, hopefully. Possibly. What do we got for round number 1? Somewhere we've got an opponent for round 1. Somewhere. They like got rid of the whole matching. Here's the countdown until both players ready up. So now it just automatically readies when you find somebody. I guess the problem is still like finding somebody. The modern queue almost down below 1,000 people, which is, I think, pretty indicative of people's distaste towards like a lot of the broken stuff in modern right now. I don't know if broken's the right word, but I guess unfun is the most accurate description. A lot of people not too fond of the current power level of modern or the direction of modern. Like if you had looked before the format rotation, we'd have 2,000 people in the queues. I would love to play first. Ragavan, Esper Sentinel. Opponent reveals Giganta. I think we're just going to lead on Ragavan. Throw out our gentleman that's the most likely to snowball a good bit. Sacred Foundry, so if I want to play Esper Sentinel on 2, I can without having to take a bunch of damage in case they're on like burn or something. Soulscar Mage. Okay. So probably some form of Prowess. So let's get a basic swamp. Terminate you. Crack in with Ragavan. think I just want to play my Esper Sentinel over there. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Try to draw a card. That's fair. Good draw. I want to swing in with Ragavan. Like, it's a trade-off unless they've got a mutagenic growth, in which case I get to draw a card with Esper Sentinel. So yeah, I think I'm on board with Monkey Attack. Croxa, get a card out of hand. Pretty unlikely to be blocking here. So this is like just straight up what Spike was playing earlier. Talk about matchups we want Batterskull against. Okay. Blocks. Fetch land. Quite. Are we all just playing decks that Spike played earlier? I mean, not wrong. I cannot find any problems with the statement that you're making. Not really a reason to hold that back to block. This infantry's got trample, so if they kill the shadow, like, not doing much standing in the way of it. Soulscar ad Giganta. Okay. That is not the greatest land for Croxa purposes, but it does allow us to at least play out Archon. Voila. You're reading that right, opponent. That's an Archon of Emeria. I really hope your hand includes the card Manamorphose. Fetchland, Manamorphose, Gigantha. No blocks. Just gonna play out the Gigantha. Sure. Okay. So I could go fetch land, attack with Shadow Emeria. They have to block the Shadow. Now, do I want to... Do I want to shock and save the Shadow? I think so. Dead to like double bolt, but I've been dead to double bolt for a while. So they can like bolt on their turn, pass turn, bolt on mine. Oh yeah, I can't cast that. Whoops. Archon of Emeria. I'm claiming it won that game, even if it didn't. Alright, so we got Phyrexian Crusaders, Prismatic Ending, you don't gain life. Batter Skull. Terminate. We could bring in Chalice. Like Chalice on one would be reasonable. I don't think we need to, but lose a Feast and Famine. Just board down, kind of like that. Do I want to bring in Lion Sash? They have like Dragon's Rage channelers, so I could see it being reasonable, just like picking off cards out of the yard. Okay. Let's see what happens. No Gigantha for us. Okay. Sacred Foundry, play out a Ragavan. Go. Would you like to kill my Ragavan? TBD. Would like to kill my Ragavan. Prismatic ending. Ooh, baby. Don't say. Important to remember that we cannot path to exile our own shadow to get a second black source for Phyrexian Crusader, but still deals like a soul scar. Okay. I need to be mana efficient. Okay. Prismatic ending the Swift Spear. Mainly because this has trample. And I kind of want to give my opponent the chance to, like, misassign trample damage. Gotta light up the stage. Okay. Shocking. Just play Crusader. Say go. Help me. Look at the top card of my library. What do we got? Apostle's Blessing. That was not on my radar. Alright. Apostle's Blessing. I think I'm going to rethink this Chalice plan on the play. Maybe just one. what? Ragavans. Lion Sash. Okay. Basic planes and Croxa's come up twice so far. Probably an argument for getting Godless Shrine there so that I could potentially prismatic ending 2 different creatures. Never mind, always lucky. Okay. Whenever we make it up to Croxa mana, that gets Croxa back. Say Croxa mana. Croxa cards in graveyard. Well, that technically does it. All right. Carry on. Kozilek's return. Sure. Interesting choice. You're also 1 land off of just hard casting a Kaldra, which I'm sure is right where you want to be in your Shadow deck. So there's that. Chandler is A-okay. Interesting. So let's start by getting in with Croxa. Cast a prismatic ending for 1. Chooses to Apostle's Blessing. See what their scry is here. Then we will point a lightning bolt at it. Get another Apostle's Blessing. Love to see it. See if they mess up. Oh yeah, they already named white. So let's just play Chalice on one. There you go. Oh man. Sorry about that, OP. That's when Chalice really shines, when it's just like 2 mana in the game on the spot. We've already got like a board presence. Then we can always pay like 2 mana or 2 white mana to Prismatic Ending the Dragon's Rage Channeler after that one. If you resolve the first one, opponent couldn't play a second one. Alright. What we got for round 2? Okay. Basic Plains Esper Sentinel. So, Hammertime. Is this like an affinity deck? I guess Hammertime sometimes plays Mishra's Bauble. Is it good? Carry on. Sigard's Aid. Colossus Hammer. Or that. Okay. Don't want to take the trade. This is just blue-white hammer time. All right. Do I want to Stoneforge? Probably not. I better just like Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Let's give them this draw. Give them this draw, resolve this Thoughtseize. And then I can like Thoughtseize, Shadow afterwards. So Sigard's Aid. Take Paladin. Play Shadow. Sega. Urza's Saga off the top. Got it. Or did they have the Saga and they drew the they drew Stoneforge Saga off of the bauble and the draw for turn. Okay. Shadow Spear. Okay. I am relatively alright with Shadow Spear. I think we get Kaldra. Kaldra can do a pretty good job of standing in front of anything. Bad if they've got like an Aether Spell Bomb in their deck. But I don't think I've seen any Hammertime players playing an Aether Spell Bomb. You got it. Deal. Got the constructs. So we do not have a sword with protection from constructs. Swing everything in. Hiya. See, they did not hiya. Sword that when equipped gives pro colorless would be some serious 4,000 IQ card design. I mean, just like protection from artifacts would be okay, I guess. All right. That's an interesting draw. So I think their card is Blacksmith Skill. This is kind of free to play around. Like my life total didn't. I guess they get to draw. Crap. Should have thought about that. Wait, did that just like get rid of my mana in my mana pool? Where? Dude, it just got rid of the mana in my mana pool. I said, no, I don't want to pay. I floated a black, said, no, I don't want to pay. And then it just got rid of the mana in the mana pool. Moto, you quality program. No, I didn't pay for either one. They had one card in hand. I cast the Thoughtseize. Here. Put trigger on the stack, put trigger on the stack, draw a card, draw a card. I didn't pay for either of them. And I didn't spend the mana on anything. I don't have anything to spend it on. All right. Let me take a screenshot in case we need to file for reimbursement later. Yeah. So it'd be kind of nice to have another shadow on the board right here. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal in this board state to have another 8/8 down. Yeah, I know they refund the league, so I'm not like worried about it or anything. It's just annoying because I feel like we have a good match going on here. And I hate for it to be decided just because, like, something didn't get registered there. Okay. Let's go. You are going to get Fire and Ice. So that if I do manage to equip up an attack with something, I can at least start, like, ice or fire and icing down these sentinels and stuff. Sad indeed. But I mean, they are just a pure steel paladin away from killing me, so it's not like a huge deal. I can't really attack. I guess it's kind of like they find a pure steel paladin. They do still have to find a blacksmith skill after that. All right. What are we strapping up? Want to strap up a shadow? Go. They could have spell pierces. They could have quite a few outs. Yeah, like the Cauldron would be the better choice overall. But I kind of want the Cauldron back to block. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Kaldra would trample over the little guys, yeah, but it wouldn't trample over the big stuff. It would just, like, knock a construct out. I guess I'm just trying to be extremely cautious here. Make sure I don't just, like, die to something stupid. I want to avoid casting this Terminate until I can start getting, like, this Germ token swinging through. I can croak, so I would have to fetch and shock and go down to 1. Terminate. It's probably okay. I mean, I think the only way they win is, like, pure steel plus hammer plus blacksmith skill. But I mean, like, they have a reasonable number of looks at it because they still have 3 draws here if I cast anything. Let's go. All right. Game 2. Take some Crusaders. Trox, Lion Sash. Not Lion Sash, Prismatic Ending. Don't care about Lion Sash. Archon doesn't look. This Archon can fly over, so, like, maybe there's an argument to keep one, but I think it's pretty bad overall. I think I want to keep one. I think I like the idea of being able to fly over, like, Sanctifier on Vex and stuff like that. At least enough to keep one. Kaldra is such an insane blocker. It really is. Which is, like, part of the reason that I didn't want to strap up a... or strap up the Kaldra with the sword initially. Because, like, the Kaldra is just going to swing into literally everything, no issue. But it can also sit back and, like, never allow your opponent to attack in. Like, who cares about your Shadow Spear? Because I just get to block with a Kaldra. want ending the drum? Probably not. I can save ending in case they have like a Sanctifier on Vec turn 2. Urza Saga constantly making me regret that I'm not playing what's it called? March of Otherworldly Light. The fact that it exiles on first strike means that even if they blacksmith skill a huge trampling dude, Kaldra still exiles before trample damage. Right, like Kaldra's nuts. Missed the land drop. So, if they miss the land drop here, what's the worst case scenario? They find land, float one, play Pure Steel, strap up the Pure Steel. So I kind of want to just get down Crusader. Or no. Worst case would be they find land, float mana, get Ginger Brute, haste, or make the Ginger Brute unblockable, double hammer, kill me. All they need is double hammer in hand. So I think I'm going to Prismatic Ending the Sigarda's Aid here. I kind of like just not giving my opponent a free win if they're stumbling and that's what they're looking for. I mean, they're probably just going to end up getting like an Ornithopter or something just to be able to make mana. But kind of like playing it safe. Pure Steel Paladin. All right. Down the land. So if they have another Pure Steel, they can play it and strap up the Memnite. Take it. Shadow online. Okay. Let's think. I can get basic planes and cast Shadow Path and Terminate. Does Blacksmith skill give hexproof or is it just indestructible? Hexproof and indestructible. Man. That's a messed up magic card. Ooh. Like, damned if I do, damned if I don't territory. Not gonna lie, did not really expect that to work. Think we can high roll the land? Or no, if I let this resolve, then they just get to start strapping stuff up for free. And they draw a card. So I was thinking for a second, like, oh yeah, we let the reality chip resolve, terminate it, and then if we hit a land, we could have hit it with a draw trigger on the stack, I guess. Gotta chill out with these pure steel paladins. Triple pure steel. The top 16 cards. Double sentinel off the top. Oh, and more. Jesus. Third pure steel. Sentinel, sentinel, hammer. Have you ever gotten bored and considered like not hitting it? Just like, whew. Triple pure steel. That's a rough one. Why do you not equip the chip and attack? No idea. Archon looks really good against reality chip. Maybe I do want that. Rock. Well, I guess in order for us to free roll the league, we gotta lose this match, right? But I think if you win it, they won't free roll the league. Or do they free roll if you win? I mean, I guess it's still a bug and it still happened. So, like, even if we don't, even if we win, we can still submit it as a bug. Probably don't get a refund on the league, but we can at least say it happened, bring it up. We're trying to comp either way, I'm not sure. Right. I mean, I figure if it's like, if we lose the match, then it's a file for reimbursement. If we win the match, then it's just like a bug report, right? Like, hey, this thing happened. It's not supposed to happen. Huh. I think we got to throw this back. Going 5. That's about right. Oh, yeah. 20 turn clock. Get it, little sentinel. Yep. I don't particularly love our chances here. I'm going to pretend we didn't draw or keep a 4-lander and draw 2 more out of our first 3 draws. K command. K command off the top. Not quite. Not ingenious, Smith. Moto is such a joke. Sometimes. It's okay, because we're going to draw this K command off the top. This Kolaghan's command. This Kolaghan's command. Bring it on. Know what we need now. Does that do anything? Prismatic ending the reality chip. Give up our Esper Sentinel. So they can animate that if I don't block. I don't know what I'm looking for here. I have a reasonable feel that that ain't it. It's kind of sad because if any of these points we did just draw a Kolaghan's command, like we were very in this. All right. One and one. Due to faults outside of our control. But I didn't feel too bad. Like, obviously, it would have been better if we'd, seen reasonable hands. Maybe we should have just high rolled the first one because it had, like, everything we were looking for. Just no lands. Or the first one had one land. The second one had no lands, right? So maybe we're just supposed to try to high roll. Die roll. And has got stuff. Okay. Let's play out a Ragavan. Let's see. Go. Blooded Strand. Dramatic ending. Yep. I think I'm just gonna try to high roll and no, I should have played the fetch. Thought about it after I played the land. I might just want to like high roll and go for the shadow. I think I'll play Shadow plus Esper Sentinel. So Esper Sentinel, Shadow, go. Fire me. What does that mean?
I try to remember. But when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
Second copy of Fire. Got it.
I don't know.
Still no idea what we're up against. They've got charms and verdicts and rest downs.
Go on.
Verdict here. So I would like to find a Stoneforge Mystic. Guess that's okay. It is kind of a race here. Scry something bad to the top. Two cards on top. Okay. Solitude. Right. Okay. I think I would have preferred to see them just tick down the Teferi and draw a card. Like, I know that you I know that you lose the Teferi if you don't hit anything relevant, but like Teferi tick up isn't stopping Ragavan, so not gonna tell me which one is played when. Moto. So it's I want to keep the second one, right? I'm gonna hope that worked out. And the Solitude. Okay. Okay. Shouldn't have dash. I don't think I saw it on either of them, did we? No, they lose haste off the dress down, so neither one of them's gonna say haste. They lose all abilities. They're just like the base card. I don't think there's any way to tell. I want to board out some of our prismatic endings. Probably. Archon. Bringing in all these pro-white dudes. Oh, Kevin, you should have seen it earlier. We're playing against Hammertime round 2. They had 2 Esper Sentinels out. I cast something and clicked to pay for both of, or to not pay for both of them. Like, I cast something, the Esper Sentinel triggers went on the stack. I floated a black mana and then said no to pay. My opponent drew 2 cards. They went from 1 in hand at the beginning of the turn to 3 after I cast my spell, like my Thoughtseize or whatever. I took the card and then went to cast a Shadow after I cast the Thoughtseize, and I had no mana in my mana pool. But it just like relieved me of all available mana. It said like, ha ha ha, go fuck yourself. sword. Yeah, like, just goes, nope, you got nothing. Good luck. Okay, Moto. And, like, I showed chat, I screenshotted it, everything, where, like, my mana pool is empty. It wouldn't let me cast my spells. I showed the game log where everything was still there, or where it was showing that, like, I'd cast my spells, whatever. Aether Mages, Charm, Counterspell, Aether Gust. I need to start working through counterspells. Sentinel demands you pay taxes. Apparently, like, Sentinel gets the taxes and it doesn't matter. I still have to, crap. Like, I choose not to pay, they still draw, and I still get my mana taken. Solitude off the Solitude that they drew into. So let's take the counter spell. Yeah. Take the counter spell, attempt to dash the Ragavan again. Opponent Aether Gusts it. We'll put it on the bottom of our library. Pass. Hope they don't draw a blue source. And hope that we top deck the black source for Turok. So close. Can't get Kaldra. Don't want to just get Fire and Ice. Yeah. Prismatic in the Stoneforge. All right, come on, black source. Sweet. Could not tap that faster. Draw a counter spell. Chalice on 1. You got it. There's a sword on a Turok. No, no, let me do this. Let me do this. I let you play your game. Let me play mine. Opponent. I sat through all your bullshit. Hit through mine. Pro your deck. Right. See, what I should have done is I should have cast the sword first and then, like, quickly snuck at the land and went to equip. I shouldn't have played the land first. I gave him too much time. That's where I messed up. Yeah, the pro your deck was pretty funny. Like, pro everything that doesn't say Supreme Verdict. That's my thinking snap. Chalice of the Void. You got it. Chalice them back. We run Bobble in this list? I don't think we do. Not that I think Chalice on zero's doing anything. Teferi, Time Raveler. Teferi. Alright, so let's get a basic swamp. You know him, you love him. You hate to be him. Excuse me? A lot of Teferi Time Revelers you got there. Supreme Verdict. Not Supreme Verdict. I'm going to attack first. He's going to ice down Turok. No attack. Fetch first. So that we don't get into a situation where we're trying to fetch in the middle of them, or they can respond and stop Stoneforge. I will put Kroxa on top. Please and thank you. Please be. Where's the Supreme Verdict? I need the Supreme Verdicts. Onan, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're not going to like the way that this is going to play out. Go. Did we do it? Did we do the thing? Are we gamers? All right. Let's save this for future bathroom material. All right. My job here is done. In Stoneforge Mystic, great. It was pretty fun right there. Not gonna lie. I love how Amplum's up here, like, trophying since I've been on stream today. Just, like, casually trophied and popped in, said, hey, chatted for a bit, like, normal day at the office. All right, 2-1. One more win for the Jun 5-0. Feed some children's. Eventually find an opponent. Maybe. I'm sure somebody out there wants to play us. Oh, we're down to 1,000 people in the queue. Or under 1,000. Ugh. It's so rough. Under 1,000 people, over 2-minute wait times. I guess I should hold my breath. Over 2-minute wait times. Now. 201. I would love to play first. I would love to find a better hand. Okay. Ragavans, Stoneforge. Let's throw back. We're just going to throw back the second Ragavan. Hope is kind of we're playing against something unfair and we get to just go like turn 1 Ragavan into turn 2 Thoughtseize plus Stoneforge. Turn 3 strap something up. If they do play out a creature, we can bolt, attack with Ragavan, Stoneforge. More hammer time. Alright, so let's crack in with Ragavan. Okay, what's more important here? Probably Thoughtseize. No. Probably Bolt and Stoneforge. Take care of this. We're just getting... Part of me wants Kaldra, part wants Feast and Famine, part wants Fire and Ice. Kaldra's probably just like the safe pick. Pass. No creature. Ooh. Ooh, baby. get a godless shrine. Activate you. Put in you. We should have thought seized first. They could have had like a March of Otherworldly Light and just exile the germ token. It's like not as likely that they have one main deck, but kind of like free to play around. Take a skill, play Shadow, say go. Did you find a dude to throw hammers on? Did not. Alright. Terminate. Prismatic ending. I don't think we made a decision on. If I'm bringing in just like a pro white dude, then Turok's got to be better than Crusader, right? I don't think the first strike matters. But 3 mana matters. I probably... Do I need to bring in Batter Skull? Like, can they beat Batter Skull on an Archon? We'll see what happens. Kevin's the Stoneforge expert. He needs to be playing this deck for me. And is reasonable. Got interaction. We've got threats. We get Kaldra. Let's go ahead and kill that. Remember when this deck got to play Luris? That was fun times, right?
You have reached the voicemail box of Kino.
We don't get Luris, we just get 100 billion Urza sagas. It's totally better.
Just wait for the tone.
Probably be boarding out a Stoneforge since I'm boarding out Feast and Famine. That seems reasonable.
trying to reach is not available right now.
Is this music really just playing like a voicemail message? Person you were trying to reach is unavailable right now.
If you need further assistance, enter pound now.
What was the bug earlier? My phone died and I missed the chatter. So I went to my main phase. My opponent had one card in hand with 2 Esper Sentinels on board. I cast a Thought Seize, and then went to float a black mana before the Esper Sentinel triggers resolved, because I was thinking about paying for one of them. And then I decided not to, that I would just cast a Shadow afterwards.
Goodbye.
So the Thought Seize resolved. My opponent, or the 2 Esper Sentinel triggers resolved. My opponent drew up to 3 cards. I Thought Seized away a Memnite, and then went to cast a Shadow, and the mana was gone from my mana pool. So, like, I clicked no to not pay. It showed that they drew 2 cards in the game log, and I had no floating mana anymore. It just, like, disappeared. There, Pithing Needling Kaldra. Okay. So my opponent was sitting there with a board of like 2 7/7 constructs and like a 7/7 Ingenious Smith, and I just like couldn't play out my 9/9 Shadow or whatever it was. I know it doesn't let you untap mana that you pre-tap before trigger. Right, and I'm fine with that part. Like, I'm A-okay with it not giving me mana that I had, or that I hadn't spent, but not giving me mana that I had loaded, or not letting me, like, choose to untap the land after. Fine with that, but it just took the mana out of my mana pool, so I couldn't cast my Shadow. But there was, like, nothing that had an ability that I could click on. So there's nothing that I could have spent the mana on. It was just like, no, you get no mana. Mana gone. And if it had, like, accidentally registered that I paid yes for one of the Esper Sentinels, then that would have been fine. But it didn't. It gave my opponent both the 2 cards. Like, I took a screenshot of it and everything with the game log, so. Alright, we're dead. Am I supposed to bring in Necromentia for Hammer? Maybe like 1 on the play. And I said I wanted to board out the 3rd or the 4th Stoneforge since I was boarding out another equipment. I'll just bring back in a 4th Thoughtseize. Usually pretty good with reimbursements. Right. I rarely ever file any. But what we kind of decided earlier was, like, I can file one. Since we lost the match, I'll file as a reimbursement. If we hadn't have lost that match, then I could have just filed as like this bug occurred. You might want to look into it. Just like a bug report. but it's probably been like probably close to a year since I filed for a reimbursement. So Het to Ginger Brute. Am I trading Esper Sentinel for a Ginger Brute? Can't imagine so. See, the multiply gave you to game 3. Yeah. It's like that opening 7 was 1 lander, great cards, but only 1 land. And then the 6 was like no lands. The 5 was 6 lands and an Esper Sentinel. Like, I don't get why everybody just like snap goes for Kaldra complete with their Stoneforges. Okay. Well, let's see if this Necromentia thing works. So we'll get Godless Shrine. Or, no, we want to get Sacred Foundry. It's better if we find a Groxa. Got a Forces Negation. Colossus. Hammer. 3 hammers in hand. Oh my god, we're dead to zombies. We are so dead to zombies. Oh, we are so beyond dead to zombies. That is fantastic. All right. You've done your duty. That did indeed backfire massively. All right, we're not as dead to zombies anymore. Oh man. So let's exile one of these. Cast Ragavan, cast Shadow. Just the triple hammer in hand. Like, first off, what a name. Second off, crap. Wonder if they're just supposed to get a Shadow Spear. Just like have it, strap it up to a zombie, try to buy yourself some time. Say try to buy yourself some time. Like your hand isn't just more dudes. I mean, I guess they could get a yeah, Springleaf Drums and cast Pure Steel. Guess that's reasonable. So definitely attacking both, right? Or at least Ragavan. I kind of think it's supposed to be attack both. But if I was attacking both, I should have played the land first. At least, like, make our opponent think about battle rage. Alright, so let's play Pure Steel first. Then Archon. 2 unknowns and a Kaldra. 1 unknown. I am windmill slamming blocks. Alright. I think here it's just like put them on Abyss mode. They have to block here. They take 2. Yeah. Archon's been pretty cool in this list. It's been useful. Like, I really like the idea that their best draw here is like Reality Chip, and Archon kind of shuts that down. Oh boy. So am I attacking with like Ragavan? Do I just no, I'm just gonna keep it back. Aren't all Taxes cards like that? Yes. Yes, they are. All right. Then now we'll just attack with Archon, because like attacking on the ground with Shadow doesn't do anything. And like I could attack with all 3 of these. And I guess they would have to chump with Giver. Maybe that's better. But I can't imagine it being like a big... Kaldra. Nothing comes close to Leanin' Arbiter. They would ban that card. Leanin' Arbiter is a little bit annoying. Yeah, I think they had to have Ink Moth there to live. I guess they could have March of Otherworldly Light. So let's go Stoneforge in the Kaldra. Yeah. Mardu Shadowblade. I like piloting Death and Taxes, but hate playing against it. That's every Dogfish deck. Isn't it though, like your Aether Vial, small creature, tempo disruption decks? Like, Dogfish, I'm honestly surprised you don't play a ton of humans. Like, Plague Engineer is gone now. You can just play all the humans. Solid league indeed. Like, feeding kids with Mardu Shadowblade is nice. And if we win this last round, then we get to at least say that, like, our only loss happened in the match that we had the bug in. Wasn't because of the bug. We lost that match anyway. But we can at least say that was the match it occurred in. Get a little light in here. All right, I missed a follow during that match by Ill Cinder. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. Modern's also so different of a format when you're playing against like a bunch of Hammertime and stuff instead of 4-color pile after 4-color after 4-color. All right, win the die roll. We got Ragavan into Stoneforge. Can't ask for much more. Opponent revealed a Gigantha, so reasonable chance that they're on like a Grixis Shadow list. Let's dash a monkey. Does look like a Grixis Shadow list from our opponent. They banned something from Pollen Cascade, I'd probably fall in love with Modern again. It's a pretty fair argument. About land. One of these days, our Ragavans have to hit like a Thoughtseize or something off of our opponent, right? Like 2 Ragavan swings, 2 lands off the top. We're nothing if not consistently unspectacular with our Ragavan swings. Yep. All right. Let's go Stoneforge. I'm gonna get Feast and Famine. No. Be smart. Just get Kaldra. Yeah. I think I am just gonna do double Stoneforge. Like if they have double removal, we're probably dead. Well, that doesn't kill me, but certainly doesn't make life easy either. Dude, clockwork. Every Ragavan against me. Hit Thoughtseize like a champ. Like, I wish I could make it up, but I literally can't. Did you have the Drowning Lock and you didn't just kill the Stoneforge and kill me last turn? Dude. You had lethal. Just kill the Stoneforge. Alright. It's fine. Just opponent not realizing they got lethal. I mean, I can't say anything. Like, I miss lethal plenty. All of our cards seem reasonable. So what do I not want? PRS hacking SOP. Clearly. Bolt's probably like weakest removal, right? POS hacking SOP. Alright, sure. We got Esper Sentinels and stuff. Here you go. Just gonna play another Esper Sentinel. Go. Deal. My goal for this game is to strap up a hearse with some sort of a sword. Which one doesn't matter. A hearse is getting a sword. If we're lucky and it ends up like Turok, it'll get 2 swords. It's funny to imagine a car wielding a sword. All right, come on, Shadow or Thoughts or Terminate. King Mudkip 701. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome, awesome Monday wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. I spell pierce it. Bolt themselves. Love it. I'll sack this in case I find a prismatic ending. Dang. It's worth a try. Iteration go burr. Oh boy. Let's get Lion Sash. Stoneforge looking kind of poopy, but Mardu looking kind of cool. It's definitely just like gotta find it at the right time. Like Stoneforge Mystic's never gonna be good when we're staring down 2 shadows and we have to chump block. But I mean, it's gonna be reasonable when we're like clear board, turn 2, play it out. Got it. A command, kill the Stoneforge and the hearse. Brutal. No, don't make me discard. Just blow up the hearse and kill me. Oh, wait, I can't even crew the hearse. What am I talking about? Yeah. Not much we can do against, like, the perfect rollout from Grixis of just like Ragavan into removal, double shadow, expressive iteration, K command, the hand disruption, like stopping at 4 lands. That's like when the deck looks really good, right? Just all those other games that it looks meh. All right, so what do we think about Mardu? I really like the Archons. They looked solid. Stoneforge might be better off just like cutting back to 3. Maybe 4 is not right because you're only running, I guess, 5 equipment total, but a lot of the time you only want like 1 of them. I wish we drew prismatic ending more often. So I probably want to like slot the 4th one in over the path. And then maybe add like a fatal push or something to the board. Another piece of cheap interaction. Like, I think we need more ability to get Stoneforge out on turn 2 on an empty board. Maybe play the Sash main over the other Stoneforge. I mean, I could see that. Then I wonder what it would look like if we tried to find room for like a couple Giver of Runes. That might be too cute, but it could be worth a thought at least.